This evening on Business Live, banking consultant Nana Otuo-Champong backs Bank of Ghana as the central bank cautions public against 19 unlicensed entities engaged in loan.
Anything to do with money has to be regulated, especially dealing with the public.
Also, Ghana and 7 other nations to begin actual trading among themselves under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. We have details.
Actual trading is starting between Cameroon, Egypt, Kenya, Mauritius, Rwanda, Tanzania, Tunisia, and Ghana.
Plus, the Ghana Union of Traders Association challenges government to show leadership by halting the free fall of the cedi.
The purpose of our gathering here this morning is to pinch the government to wake up and see the depth to which businesses in the country are crumbling.
We have all of this and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. My name is Beverly Broohm. Please stay with us. Hello and welcome. Now to the details. The Bank of Ghana is cautioning the public against unlicensed entities engaging in the provision of loans to consumers. This, it says, is in contravention of the Bank and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institution Act 2016. There's more in this Business Desk report.
According to the central bank, these illegal entities mostly employ the use of mobile applications and social media in their activities. The entities, which are 19 in number, include Sika Purse, Quick Online Loan, 4 cedi Instant Mobile Loan Application, and Adamfopa Loan. The central bank said the activities of these unauthorized entities amount to non-adherence to the consumer protection requirements and abuse of customers' data and privacy laws. It further pointed out that it is taking steps against these entities and advises the general public to desist from doing business with all unlicensed loan providers. The central bank advised banks and specialized deposit-taking institutions as well as payment service providers not to facilitate the illegal transactions of the unlicensed loan providers. It again urged the public to report such activities.
Meanwhile, Nana Otuo-Champong tells Joy Business the Bank of Ghana must be applauded for coming out to caution the public against these firms since their activities can pose a significant threat to the financial system.
Anything to do with money has to be regulated, especially dealing with the public. If you, as I said earlier, if you are dealing between two people privately, it's got nothing to do with the public. But once it comes to the public, where these institutions have opened their doors to take money from the public, then anything that goes untoward affects the general financial system. And so it is a very big threat to the system, and that's why they need to be regulated.
Final one, any tips for the public? What should they be on the lookout for as they, acquire loans, they seek to acquire loans from entities? What should they be on the lookout for to be on the safer side?
Well, they should look out for a license, that they are a licensed institution. And in fact, the law requires that when you are licensed, you should display your license in your place of operation. So before you take money from any of these institutions, make sure that they are licensed.
Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association is escalating its demand for urgent government response to the fast depreciating cedi. Members of the union have closed down their shops to protest the free fall of the cedi, which they say has eroded gains made by post the COVID-19 pandemic and the shocks from Russia's invasion to Ukraine. They are asking government to prioritize the trading community to get access to foreign currency to undertake their businesses. Here's President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, who spoke at a news conference in Accra.
I'm deeply saddened by the degree of signs of depression on the faces of all members of the trading community I see here this morning. I hope the government will swiftly and decisively act to salvage our plight for the better. As a trustee and manager of our national resources and the economy at that. No doubt, we all know that at this moment in time, we have serious difficulties as a nation. We are also not oblivious of the fact that there are global challenges with regard to the COVID-19 pandemic as well as the Russia and Ukraine war, which Ghana is no exception in this global phenomenon. One thing we need to clarify, we need to clearly understand is that issues regarding the pandemic have become a new normal worldwide. Likewise, the Russia and Ukraine war, which has no end in sight. It is for these reasons that we, as a nation, need to rise above these challenges and find appropriate solutions given our peculiar situation. Therefore, the purpose of our gathering here this morning is to pinch the government to wake up and see the depth to which businesses in the country are crumbling as a result of the following. 1. Rapid and continuous depreciation of the cedi. 2. Continuous rise in the interest rate. And 3. High rate of inflation, among others.
Now, the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana and the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders Korea Importers Association also addressed the press conference.
This reminds me in 2015 when we took a unilateral decision to close down businesses because of the then decision that flat rates of 3% would have to be replaced by 17.5%. Today, our president, as we know him, has been the one who challenged the 12.5 VAT that was introduced and had a serious demonstration called Kumi Preko. Today, we are having to pay 19.5%, 6% and 4% in the different sectors of our economy. He is the one behind all these things, and today, if we got to this point of paying 19.5, he should then say, no, let's go back to 7.5. as he was then demanding. But unfortunately, under his tutorage and governance, we are seeing the worst in our history of this country. Now, under His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo's watch, we are seeing an escalating of inflation beyond repairs. It's as if this country has no anybody leading us. Everything has been let to fall freely. And if you see the city today, when they took over it was 3.8. Today we are paying 10 cities. And we cannot continue as businesses and importers. Whatever that decision that is taken today, we are going to go by it. And I will sound a warning that we shouldn't get to that point where industries and importers and retailers would then have to lay down their tools because the situation is so bad. We want a direction. Who is leading this country must give us a direction to reverse all these things. Thank you very much.
We from the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders do not have a choice but to support our traders. They say when the last trader dies, the freight forwarder will die. Without their business, we don't have business. But apart from that, we're also Ghanaians, and so we feel the pinch when we come to the same market. So we do not have a choice but to support what you're doing. Every effort that we will have to garner to support my brother here to make sure that we get some results. We cannot put the economy on autopilot. Something has to happen.
From 1st of next month, 1st of September, cars that are from 1 to 5 years is going to attract duty rate of 35%. Duty rate of 35%. And cars from, let's say, from 5 to 10 years is going to go by the same duty rate that we are paying. That is the 10% for cars below 3.0, and the 3.0 and above is paying the 20%. So we are saying that because of the protection of these assemblies, we are not against the assemblies to assemble their cars here. However, the government should consider the used car dealers so that whatever we bring into the country, at least a year or 2 years, if they put that charges on it, we don't have a problem.
Away from that, interest rates neared 30% as the government's treasury bill auction was oversubscribed for the 10th consecutive week. However, the rise in yields come with increased cost of the government as interest rate expenses may likely go up. Head of Trading at Republic Securities, Patrick Edemagama, tells us more.
For the 91-day, we saw that it inched up by 38 basis points to clear at 27.7. But one thing we should note here is that bids as high as 28.3% were accepted. This is about, in fact, less than 200 basis points to hit 30%. For the 182 days, bids as high as 29.9% were accepted, although it cleared at 29.2%. So it should tell you that even at the primary level, we have already reached that level where we've reached 30% in terms of bids that are being accepted for these tenors. On the secondary market, for instance, we've seen securities from 2023 and 2025 maturities trading above 33% on the secondary market. We are beginning to see increasing volumes also on the secondary market, where the total trade volumes increased by 14.24% for last week. However, the liquidity condition on the market is worsening every day, where the market is still remaining heavy on the sell side.
Well, Patrick, whilst interest rates are rising, making T-bills attractive, it also means government's interest expenses going up, and that is not good in itself, is it?
No, it's not good from the point of the government, because it's going to put significant pressure on the government to pay back in the coming years or in the coming months. And when that happens, you see that it will increase the default risks attached to the issuer, which is the government. When investors perceive an increase in default risks, they actually attract more risk premium in order to compensate for the risks they are taking. And that also means that some level of investors or some caliber of investors will be out of that.
Ghana and 7 other countries, including Kenya, Egypt, and Cameroon, have agreed to begin actual trading among themselves under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. This will be the first since the agreement was signed about 2 years ago. Speaking at the Export Trading Company Seminar by the Africa Export and Import Bank, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Herbert Krapa, said this will be a historic move the continent and expects other member nations to emulate.
The ETC seminar is part of a series organized to sensitize African countries about the unique role of export trading companies in diversifying African exports and promoting industrialization on the continent. So far, 54 countries have signed the AfTA agreement, 46 have submitted their tariff offers, and more than 87% of tariff lines have been agreed upon under the rules of origin negotiations. Despite all these, member nations are yet to have actual trading. According to Deputy Minister of Trade Herbert Krapa, these member nations will begin trading whilst the others follow later.
The Secretariat has also launched the AFCFTA initiative on guided trade to simply translate all the progress on paper into action. Actual trading is starting between Cameroon, Egypt, Kenya, Mauritius, Rwanda, Tanzania, Tunisia, and Ghana. In the coming weeks, the dream of our forebears will be off the ground, and historic as the moment may be, its only beneficiaries will be those member states who have done the groundwork: policy, finance, institutional framework, productive capacity, and infrastructure.
Senior Manager of Trade Facilitation at the African Export-Import Bank, Dr. Gainmore Zenamwe, lauded Ghana for the lead in implementing policies that will see the success of the agreement.
Take the case of even smallholder farmers. They produce their products, and I know Ghana is working very hard on that. The Honorable Minister highlighted the 17 products that have been identified, the one district, one factory initiative that Ghana is working. So we know that Ghana is already ahead of the curve. We are basically saying that we are going to work with you to create a vehicle that is going to take those 17 products to the market here in Africa as well as abroad.
Phase 2 of negotiations on the agreement is expected to be completed soon.
A field survey conducted by Ghana International Trade and Finance Conference, GETFIC, has revealed the need for Secretariat of African Continental Free Trade Area to intensify sensitization on the implementation of the trade model. Chief Executive Officer of GETFIC, Selassie Kofi Akom, disclosed this at a media briefing in Tema on accessing AfTA among the business communities in Ghana. Here's a report by our correspondent, Kwame Yanka.
The focus of the research by Ghana International Trade and Finance Conference, GETFIC, was to gauge the level of sensitization on African Continental Free Trade Area after framework among businesses. The 3-month qualitative research, done in 6 regions, namely Greater Accra, Ashanti, Eastern, Northern, Volta, and Western, had 4,800 questionnaires given out, but 2,572 respondents answered most of the questions. 34% of 2,131 respondents were unaware of the AfTA program and its impact. 1,450 out of 2,179 respondents, representing 66.5%, said their businesses would benefit from AfTA, while 506, which represent 23.2%, stated that it would have negative effect on their businesses, with the remaining 10.2% indicating that the trade policy would not be beneficial or detrimental to their businesses. 94% out of the 2,072 respondents want businesses in the country to be sensitized on AfTA, with 6% thinking otherwise. Selassie Kofi Akom is the Chief Executive of Ghana International Trade and Finance Conference.
We will tell the National AfTA Secretariat that the need to prepare the business community to harness the full benefit of the AfCFTA is very crucial. No one should be left behind. Everybody who is a business person, a producer, manufacturer, industry giants, medium scales, large scale, should be prepared and given the support to consolidate whatever they are producing or manufacturing to other African states to sell by taking advantage of the over 90 to 95% tariff reduction on the AfCFTA. They shouldn't relent, because this has become the blood that runs through the vein of every African, and other member states have prepared their citizenry and they are coming to take advantage of our market.
Meanwhile, Selassie Kofi Akom hinted that the report would serve as a model for other member states on the acceptability of AfTA in Ghana.
It is going to be a model because all embassies and diplomatic corps within the African setup in this country, a copy of this survey will go to them and it will be used as a model in their country. And so we expect this report to be used as a model in Nigeria, in Ethiopia, in Cameroon, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia. All the 54 member states would see this as a model and go through exactly the methodology that was used and the response rate that was achieved at the end of this 3-month journey engaging the acceptability of the AfCFTA in Ghana.
On whether AfTA is achievable, 91% of 2,173 respondents believe vision behind the trade policy is achievable, while the rest hold a contrary view.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, patrons and exhibitors are expected to be present with packages and awards, respectively, at this year's Echobank Journeys Habitat Fair main event at the Accra International Conference Center. According to the head of sales and marketing here at the Multimedia Group Limited, Max Fuga, the move is to build customer relations. He spoke to Joy Business.
Everybody who walks into the fair for the 5 days that we're going to be there stands a chance of taking home fantastic prizes made up of TV, radio sets, refrigerators, and other products from our sponsors. And so you stand a chance of winning something if you visit the Habitat Fair this year. And then another unique thing we have introduced this year is to present or to give awards. And this has never happened before. Over the period, we've noticed that some of our exhibitors, people come to exhibit, and the workers they bring are either probably not schooled, not trained, or they come and their attitude does not reflect the brands they represent. And so this year, we intend to award the exhibitors on the last day of the fair. And so people will be awarded exhibitors will be awarded for best in customer service, best in branding, best in the look and feel of the store, among others, so that our exhibitors will be encouraged to ensure that whoever they bring to represent their brands truly reflects the brands in their actions and attitudes. And so it's one of the unique things that we have introduced this year. We are also going to do a seminar on the last day of the fair on the topic affordable housing.
That's all for Business Live here on the Journeys channel with me, Beverly Broohm. We have more business when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Enjoy the rest of our program.